Hey, what's up YouTube? What's going on? With today's new video, what I wanted to do is actually to continue on talking about traction therapy and inversion therapy since we've been on this topic for the past week. And I wanted to address a few questions that I got and also just a few thoughts and opinions regarding inversion therapy and a kind of a few suggestions or recommendations to kind of take into consideration when using inversion therapy. So firstly, what I wanted to talk about is, should you perform traction or should you go on an inversion table prior to doing exercise, specifically in the case of weightlifting where you're maybe doing squats or deadlifts? So in my opinion, it's probably not a good idea to do this because when you're going on an inversion table or you're engaging in traction, you're destabilizing the spine. And when you're going to perform lifts such as a deadlift or a squat, those are going to require a lot of stability. So doing some sort of traction, whether you're hanging from a bar, maybe you're hanging upside down, whatever the case may be, it's going to cause a destabilization to occur. And when you go to perform maybe a heavy squat or heavy deadlift, in that case, you could actually be causing some serious problems and it could maybe cause some serious damage or stress. And the reason I say that is because one, there's the destabilization effect that is going to occur, but at the same time, if we look to the research on our spinal discs and the stresses with regards to morning versus evening, we know that in the morning, our spinal discs are susceptible to more stress when compared to the afternoon or evening. And that's because we've been in an elongated or decompressed state overnight for a long period of time. So our discs have more fluid, we're elongated, and now we're more susceptible to stress. So that's also why I say that it's probably best to avoid kind of any inversion therapy or traction prior to performing any sort of exercise that may require a lot of stabilization. And when I say that, I mean immediately before like kind of performing those types of lifts or exercise. Also, with this video as well, there's a question that I actually got and it's regards to, is there a best time of the day to perform traction or inversion therapy? Now, personally, in my opinion, I don't think there's a best time of day to perform it. I think it's all going to depend on the individual and what their kind of goals or recovery program is like. The reason I say that is because everyone's probably going to need to decompress at certain times, whether that's for pain relief or for healing. So let's say in the case someone's been sitting for a long period of time and inversion therapy or traction actually provides them pain relief. So maybe they were sitting a lot from 2 to 3 o'clock and then they go perform maybe a couple minutes of hanging upside down and they get the relief. So the point kind of I'm just trying to say is that it's going to be different for everybody because people can be sitting at long periods of times at all different times of the day. And so using kind of traction or inversion therapy is going to be best for them at all different times of the day. And personally, I don't think there's a best time of day to perform it, and it's just going to be variable for everyone. And lastly, I just wanted to kind of talk about inversion therapy itself with regards to possibly healing and the overall benefits. Now, like I mentioned, inversion therapy, traction therapy is not for everybody, but it can provide pain relief for some, and it could possibly also help with healing or migrating the nucleus back into position, specifically if one were to go lay on their stomach afterwards. And that's in the case of a posterior disc herniation in the lumbar spine or the low back. So using inversion therapy can have its benefits for pain relief, maybe relieving some pressure on an irritated nerve, or it could possibly help with the healing by migrating the nucleus material, but that would have to be combined with stomach line. So just wanted to kind of talk about that, guys, with this video, just kind of continue on this topic. So like I said, probably best to avoid any kind of significant traction before performing a exercise that requires a lot of stabilization, like in the case of a heavy squat or deadlift. And that's because of this destabilization effects associated with traction or inversion therapy. In terms of best time of the day to perform traction inversion therapy, I believe it's personally going to be variable for everybody and that there's not a specific kind of time of day that's going to be best. And lastly, with regards to inversion table, it's not for everybody, but like I said, it can be very valuable in some for providing pain relief and also possibly promoting healing of a disc herniation by migrating the nucleus potentially back into the center or into place. Okay guys, so that is it for this video. Now, if you have any questions or comments, or if there's anything you'd like to specifically see, maybe it's an exercise video, maybe it's a video on disc herniation treatment or overcoming lower back pain, or whatever the case may be, I would love to kind of just hear your thoughts, guys, And if you guys have any suggestions for future topics for me to cover, I'd love to hear about that. And that's it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And until next time, I wish you guys all the best and a successful and productive day. And take care.